Good morning. How is everybody today? I hope you're good. It is Thursday morning. What is the date? 14th of June. I am Sita and I am in South Africa, and it is winter and we are having a raging, wild and wet winter like there is no tomorrow. One of the wettest winters in memory, and wild stormy weather. So as I look out my window here behind my camera, I see this beautiful mountain. It is very green, full of indigenous plants. I'm very close to the coast, and I think maybe that tempers the cold because it's not really freezing, but as you can see, I'm all bundled up in all my knitted accessories. So my name is Sita and you're watching the Shawl Knitter Unplugged. And if you're wondering what all this Unplugged is about, what it's about is the fact that I really am not interested in and do not know how to edit videos. So it's as you see it is as you get it. And I hope that's okay. People do seem to like that actually. When I was in India, I was very nervous because it was so noisy and I could never really find anywhere to have a quiet spot to record my videos. So I would apologize profusely, and people will say, oh, we love to hear the sounds of India. Well, today there's no sounds. It's just me. But anyway, here I am. I first of all wanted to say that we had an absolutely fabulous worldwide Knit in Public Day here on Saturday. Just down the road, 17 kilometers from where I stay, is a lovely village called Stanford. And since my return to South Africa, I've been back here for not quite a month yet, and I have met these absolutely wonderful ladies who have a group that is actually called the Crochet Club. Not one single person is a crocheter at this stage, but when they started out, I think they must have been crocheters, and they have not changed their name, and that is fine. We all love it. We get together at this beautiful restaurant, and it's a second-hand bookshop, and it's in a big house with lots of rooms, and the room we use has got this long table. It's called the Owl and the Egret, and we just have a great time there. We can order our drinks, we can order our food, and we can just sit and knit. You know, it's been such a joy to me to connect with real live knitters. I've been a knitter virtually all my life, and very, very much so in, let's say, the past 10 or 12 years. Knitting is my business, dyeing yarn is my business. I have learned to spin, that's not my business, but I dye yarn and I knit mostly shawls, which I sell through galleries, through word of mouth, mostly by wearing my garments, my accessories, and right now I'm hanging on fiercely to one of my Stephen West Slipstravaganza shawls because people just want to grab it from me. And I'm actually knitting on one right now, which is an order for a friend who actually I haven't seen for many, many years, but she has recently requested one. And yeah, this one is it was very difficult for me to say yes, but I'm glad I did, because her main color is black. She wears only black, and she likes to pair it with bright pops of color. So when I finally finish this row, I will show you what I'm knitting. It's going to take a while. I think I've got 600 stitches at this stage, but it's turning out really beautiful. The main color is black, and then the contrast colors are red, cerise, and orange. There's also a coral, and then there's an burnt orange mohair and sort of a burnt red mohair. So I'm sure you can get the gist of that. Anyway, we had a lovely knit in public. There were about 20 of us, and one of the wonderful ladies made some delicious carrot cake muffins, which she very sweetly gave to us. And then one of the dyers, main yarn dyers in South Africa, sponsored a gift pack for every group that was doing the knit in public. So that is Knotty Habit, and that is from Mincy. So I'd like to say thank you so much, Mincy. What a fabulous idea. It was so sweet. And so we had a draw, and the prize came out, and it was 2 lovely skeins of sock yarn and a beautiful scented candle and some stitch markers, and it was just full of lovely thoughtful gifts for a knitter. And the lady who won it decided to give it to the Rotary knitters. We had 2 ladies who knit for charity who were with us, so they were the recipients of this lovely gift for their charity work that they do, and I think that's just such a fabulous idea. So yes, I found my little group of in-person knitters, which is really lovely, and I think I've really missed that, being a knitting nomad and, you know, being in faraway places. I do all my knitting on my own, and my friends are my podcast friends, my internet friends, which is really lovely. We do know each other quite well and we do communicate, but this has just been fantastic. So I'm very happy to be here for the winter in this lovely cold weather, which is just the perfect knitting weather. And I came from India, the South India, where it was boiling hot. It was so hot. Oh, it was terrible, but I forced myself to knit. I brought some silk yarn back from India, so I decided to make some samples out of the silk. So I was knitting the silk, which it still makes your hands sweat a bit. In fact, silk is a very strange fiber, I must say. It is not actually my favorite. I thought I was just dying to knit with it. I loved knitting with it. It was really a lovely experience, but I am a mohair and merino girl. Give me those two and I am eternally happy. But I can show you the shawl that I'm wearing around my neck right now. That is made out of some of the raw silk that I did get in India. It is the Striations shawl from Amber O'Brien, which is really lovely. I knitted 2 out of the silk. It's very, very light. That's what I do like very much about it, is that it's very lightweight, and it's easy just to wrap around your neck, and you feel warm. You know, it is a luxury. I am really enjoying it. It's very nice. So I'm wearing it over my pajama top, if you need to know that, because today it's really cold, and the most cozy place for me to sit, oh, I've got it getting mohair up my nose, is in my bed, next to this lovely big window that gives me lots of light, and I can put my phone up on the windowsill and watch a podcast if I want to, or read my pattern and just be very cozy. So that's where I am, and I just decided to throw on a shawl, and I'm wearing this beanie, this what is it, a twisted rib beanie made from a self-striping yarn that is not wool. I bought it a while ago. It's just my colors. It's just a lovely twisted rib beanie, which twisted rib is not my favorite thing, but it's so fine. I really enjoy knitting on finer needles. So I don't think I possess any DK yarn in my stash. I love knitting with fingering, and I'm even getting into knitting with lace yarn at the moment. Lace with mohair is also one of my favorites, but I was recently gifted this most beautiful new lace shawl design by David Vanderkamp. I don't know if you know David's work. He is such an amazing artist, very classic style. He's brought out some wonderful designs. You should go and have a look at him in Ravelry, David Vanderkamp. Gosh, he's got this intarsia shawl that I would just love to make, but I don't think it's for me right now, when I've got loads and loads of time and lots of colors. And then there's this Dunes of Latvia sweater pattern that I have of his, which has all these gorgeous sort of Latvian braids. Sorry, excuse me rubbing my nose, but I am working with mohair and it's getting up my nose. So there's it's a beautiful sweater which I will make one of these days before it gets too warm. Dunes of Latvia. Anyway, this is a shawl that he designed for, I'd be saying the wrong thing now, but for a royal princess, an actual princess, and he put beads in the lace work, and I am sitting here with this absolutely gorgeous cashmere and merino lace yarn, and I'm contemplating doing the shawl, but that won't happen for a while because I do have quite a few things on my list. I'm knitting this Slipstravaganza. I'm nearly at the end of the row, so I'll show you now. And this is actually about the 6th one that I've knitted. The last one I have managed to hold on to, although I was at a gallery this weekend delivering some shawls, and the curator of the gallery said, oh, and you can leave that one behind that you're wearing. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. So, you know, I have to stick to my guns because it's orange. I'm sure you've seen me wearing it, and it's not going to go to anybody else. It's mine, and it's mine, and it's mine. So I will probably knit a few more of these. I really love the Stephen West design. I love that it's done in sections, very clear sections, that one can complete a section and then maybe do something else. So here we go. That's how the colors look. Let me hold it up properly. I've just finished section 3, which is these amazing diamonds. And you can see how the black background is just stunning. So that's actually upside down. This is how it will be worn. That is the top. And then I put the pop of orange, because that orange then gets carried on into the second section. And then the third section is mohair alternated with fingering. And then we're going to go on to the next section. I'm going to bring in these 2 beautiful colors again. Isn't that gorgeous? Just so cheerful. The perfect thing for a grey winter's day. So that's that. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. This is my striation shawl in raw silk. I have made many modifications. I've showed this before. It's full of yarn overhauls, and it's very, very, very light. You can see, you know, right through it, and it just means it is just such a cozy and comfortable thing to wear when you need that little bit of extra warmth around your neck. You can just bundle it on, and there you go. So that's that. So the other thing I've been doing quite a lot of lately is knitting socks, and that seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment. Everybody's got sock club and knitting socks. I guess it's winter. I normally knit socks in between things every now and again, but then I've just knitted 3 pairs of socks in a row, and then I've had enough now, so I won't be doing that. But I'll show you some of the socks that I've recently knitted. What was this one called? Oh, Waves of Paradise, I think this one was called. I have worn this sock, so it might look a bit worn, but this is quite a fun one. I think you've also seen it. It hasn't even been blocked yet. I've got to block it. In the pattern, each section between the grey is a different colour, but I just decided to stick to this lovely variegated yarn. So that's the one pair. Then I knitted a test sock recently for somebody called Sarah J. I don't know her, and it's a very interesting ribbed sock. I don't know if you can see in this light. You can see these sort of smocked sections. So it's a 2x2 rib, and then every 16 rows you take 10 stitches off on a cable needle, and you wrap them, and then you put them back on the needle, and you carry on knitting. So there, maybe you can see what it looks like. And it's a shorty sock, and this I've made out of a South African commercial yarn, African Expressions sock yarn. Looks very long and skinny, but I think that's because the rib is quite tight. I do like a snug fitting sock, so I think these are going to be gorgeous. I'm just waiting for a bit more of a dry day in order to block them. Then I found this pair of socks that I knitted ages ago, probably years ago, and I thought it was a good idea, although I'm not so sure that it is right now. So I like to wear sandals with a toe, you know, that something goes through the toe. So I knitted some socks which I call toe socks, and this is a gorgeous pattern that I can't think of what it is now, but look, it's got a lovely lace pattern on it, and this is knitted out of lace weight yarn with mohair, so it's quite fluffy and warm. And then that is the toe, and it has this wonderful little loop that will go between your big toe and your next toe. And I don't think I've worn it very much, but I think I should make an effort to wear them because I do like them. They're very pretty. Can you see all the fluff? That's lace and mohair. So that's my little sock contribution for the moment. So I recently bought a little bit of yarn from a D-stash, and I just want to show you this gorgeous yarn. It probably looks grey or blue, but it's a lovely lilac. It's a lovely lilac with a bit of goldy brown in it, and this was originally from a dyer called Ambala Yarns, and this is a cashmere merino. This is super soft, really like baby soft, and I'm still deciding what to make with that. I might make David's Princess Katherine lace shawl, but I'm not sure if I have the courage to do that yet. But there's another wonderful shawl which I think you may have seen. I've seen it on Instagram. It's called Cecil, and it's by Jo or Joanne of Twin Set and Pearls. I don't know if you've watched their podcast, Two Twins from England, and they design really nice, really nice shawls and sweaters and socks, and the Cecil shawl, go and find that. It is very interesting. It is knitted out of a fingering yarn, which is overlaid with mohair in various sections. Sort of, they describe it as like an overlaying of tissue paper. So you knit with the main color, and then when you get to the graph, it's all graphed. There'll be a big section where you just add the mohair thread to what you're using for that design, and then you carry on, and then there'll be another color that might overlay the initial mohair section, and then carry on. It's very hard for me to explain it, but go and find it. You'll love it. The Cecil Shawl. It was on a special, and I think if you watch their podcast, you might be able to get a code to buy it. It's lovely. I can't wait to do it. I am just waiting right now to finish the Slipstravaganza, which needs to go out. The other thing I'm knitting that I'm just wildly excited about and wish I could just knit and do nothing else is the Jeol Sweater, Jeol. Can't remember the designer, but I think it's a Norwegian designer. I bought this pattern last year and I started knitting it, but the yarn I chose was not correct. I didn't like it, so I put it down. Then I purchased from Stuckin, and I don't think that they have it anymore, quite a thick, it's almost a chunky, a beautiful yarn, which is mostly alpaca, mohair and silk. It's like a fluffy teddy bear. In fact, I think I'm just going to have to quickly pop up and get it to show you. I finished the body. It's very easy for me to show you because it's off the needles right now. So it's this huge sweater. It's huge. Can you see how huge it is? You might know it. It was very popular. It had this very high collar, and I decided not to knit the high collar because a friend of mine made it, and she said every time she eats she has to fold the collar down, and that just would not work for me. But look at the back of the collar. There's short rows in the rib, and look how gorgeous that is. It curves down, it lifts the rib up, and then the front of the ribbing should have been double the length, but I just decided not to do that. Sorry, I need to just get comfortable. So this is it, and then it's got this gorgeous where the increases are down the shoulder, and that's where the armhole is. So the armhole is going to start just above my elbow. So the top is just in stocking stitch, and this is this super duper fluff, and then from below the arms is the color work, and this is the color work. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. It's got a small rib, so it's like that, if you can see my body, and then the arms come out there, and then the sleeves are also just in the color work, and they're quite wide and not long to the wrist, because otherwise they're going to hang in everything. And yeah, look at that. That's the wrong side. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love the floats. It's a very easy color work, very easy, never more than 3 or 4 stitches in between, and then 1 stitch of the contrast. And I think it's just going to be the most warmest, cuddliest knit. I'm dying to wear it, but I really have other things to do. And when I knit this, so much fluff comes off it. I'm a little bit worried about my Slipstravaganza because I'm going to have to defluff it somehow when I block it. So this is hand dyed. I dyed this alpaca mohair silk, so you can see it looks hand dyed. You can see the variations and the color, and I love that. So yeah, I've been knitting everything, casting on everything, knitting everything, just getting excited about everything. my queue of things to make is piling up. There's also a summer top that I started knitting from Yamagara, and then there's the Cecil that's going to come, and then there was a mystery knit along by a designer that I've never tried before called Sweater Freak, and their pattern was on a very big sale at the beginning of the MCAL, so I bought it knowing that I was not going to do the mystery knit along. Now it's done. I think it's about 2 weeks ago it's finished, and it's really lovely. It's a mosaic. It's got mosaic knitting in it. So also on the D-stash, I got 2 lovely colors. This is my color combination. For the Sweater Freak, I think it's called Knit As You Are. Knit As You Are. So this is the main color, which is a lovely variegated gray. This one is wound up, and this one is to Dye For Creations, hand-dyed sock yarn, 100% superwash merino. It's very lovely. So that is the main color, and that, which is much redder. It looks a bit coral there, but I'm just trying to see if I can make it go red. No, it's super, super red. So the mosaic is in the red. So you can imagine how excited I am to start this. It's just really going to do it for me. But that can all wait. I love knowing, you know, that better things are to come, and all the things are coming along. And I think that is all I really show you. Oh, I bought a beautiful bag. I bought an absolutely beautiful project bag. It's not actually a project bag, it's a handbag. Locally made, hand printed textile with a zip that goes right around from one side to the other. It's actually a handbag, but I'm going to jump up again. So this is it. It's got lovely indigenous proteas on it. It's a hand printed, kind of like a waxed canvas in a way. Gorgeous. I don't think this is real leather. It says mongoose, made in South Africa. And the incredible thing is that the zips open right down the side, and then you've got this whole incredible bag that's open. Isn't that wonderful? And in there are my fingerless mitts. So yes, I found this on my road trip this weekend, and I'm very, very happy to have it. So that is me for today. I hope you're all well, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Sorry about all the jumping up and down and a bit of a messy background of all my homeware in the back, but I just decided to jump in and do this, and I'll see you again, and hopefully I can show you my sweater next time, and maybe the Slipstravaganza too. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, please subscribe if you like this, and like the video. It will really, really be helpful to me. Thanks a lot. Bye.